Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. This is my July TBR video if you have not read the title of it already. As you can tell on what day I am filming this on, it is the 4th of July, celebrating 250 of America. And yeah, I'm filming in the Quick Trip parking lot because if you have not been here watching my videos or know who I am, I live in Wisconsin and I like to post in my car. I like to film a lot in my car because it makes me feel good, and we just deal with all the noise that is around us. Anyways, so we are going to get started on what I read for the month of June. Now, I'm very surprised that I was able to even, read anything in the month of June because I had so much happening. Last year, for the month of June, I think I made it through one book, and that was it. And that was because I was moving, and I was getting a new job, and there was just a lot going on. Well, guess what? In the month of June, I had also moved again and got a different job. I will put that in a future video when I feel more comfortable explaining everything that has been happening to me, and then it doesn't interfere with the TBR. Anyways, the first book that I finished for the month of June is this book right here. This is A Roller Girl by Victoria Jameson. I finished it June 19th and I rated it 4 stars. Now, if you have watched my past TBR video for May, you will have June, sorry. Wow. If you had watched my June TBR video, you will know that this used to be part of my old book collection before I got rid of it. My mom gave me and my sister both a copy of this book when it came out when we were younger, and I just chose not to read it because I thought it would be incredibly boring and that I was too old to be reading a book like this. Anyways, I did read it now, and I rated it 4 stars just because I enjoyed the plot of the story. There was times where I was just like, this is kind of cringe in the way that she acts towards other people, and the way that they just have that like one sassy girl in the whole entire story who just can't seem to get over herself, but that the plot line like she wasn't even necessarily necessary, but she was there. And yeah, that is all I have to say about this book right here. This is a thicker graphic novel, so this took me quite a while to get through, unlike all the other graphic novels that I have read in the past. The next book that I actually finished both of my books for June on the exact same day, even though one is bigger than the other. So let me do the lower rated one first. So this is Sandwich by Catherine Newman. I finished it on the 27th of June, and I gave it 2 stars out of 3.5. Why is this rated so low, and why is it like probably one of the worst books that I have ever read? Let me explain to you something. So this book, I don't know how well it explains just by the word sandwich, but this is about a mom who is on vacation with her grown adult children and her elderly parents. And she is going through a menopause and all the stages and episodes that go through menopause during the summertime, and also having a tragic story about her pregnancies from the past come to light. There was a lot of arguing in this book, a lot of yelling, a lot of this shouldn't be happening kind of stuff. And it didn't really fit with what I like to read. I didn't really want to necessarily read a whole entire book that would have been like 5 hours long on audio of a lady just screaming about how much pain she's in due to menopause and the heat that she takes. Now, granted that I am a lady, not a lady that's going to be going through menopause anytime soon, but it was very graphic in letting us know exactly what happens to most women during menopause. And as more as that was very opening to me, I couldn't handle reading it. And there was times where I had to put it down and either A, listen to just the audio and not read it, or B, put it down entirely and come back to it at a later date. But let me tell you, I will not be keeping this book on my bookshelf. I will be returning it back to a free little library for somebody else to either A, struggle through this book as well, or B, enjoy learning about menopause. And the last book that I have here, this is my most rated, like highly rated book for the month of June. This is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I rated it 4 stars out of 4.2, and I finished this on the 27th. Yes, this is the first time that I read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. And some people, there's a lot of mixed reviews that I have read and watched of people describing this book that it's really bad, and others saying it's really great. And that maybe this wasn't the book to start with for reading this author, because I have found more books now by her that I will be reading in the future. The style of this book, the way that she has written it, is kind of in the style of like a play. And so there's the character and then the line, and not necessarily them being in the story, but them telling the story. And I really enjoyed that. I listened to a lot of it on audio versus reading it, just because I liked being able to hear all the different characters' voices that were part of the audiobook. And I also like, because it's historical fiction, I like the accuracy to the, what is this? The 60s. Yeah, the 60s. It was very accurate with all the stuff that probably happened in the 60s that I'm aware of. I really enjoyed all the characters. Spoiler alert, if you have not read the book, I mean, you probably should have by now. It's been out since 2019. But spoiler alert, if you haven't, the author who has been writing this story is actually one of the main character's daughters. And there is a break in the story where she comes in as the author explaining some things that happen between Billy and Daisy because of their special relationship. Now, they weren't in a relationship together as in like a romantic relationship, although there is some romance between them. Billy just couldn't let that be, as he is married to Camila and he has 3 beautiful daughters. And Daisy, she just can't get over herself of wanting to be with Billy. And they're in a band together, so obviously that doesn't help, but their singing is what brought them together. And she is definitely one of my favorite characters. This book is it actually is a streaming series. I can't remember where. I think HBO Max or something. I will definitely be watching the series and seeing just how accurate it is, because I really enjoyed reading this. Like, I can't get enough saying how much I enjoyed reading it, and I can't wait to read another one of her books. Granted, I don't know if any of her other books are in this style or if they're even historical fiction, but I have enjoyed it so much that I don't even want to get rid of it. I want to keep it on my shelf forever and possibly come back to it like years to follow, or even recommend it to other people like I am doing right now, or to people that I know that read books to give this book a try. Now we're on the books that I will be reading for the month of July. Let me know down below what you guys think would be better with me doing these videos, because I want to make the TBR videos better, but I'm also thinking of maybe doing full-length review videos of singular books on their own, because I don't necessarily explain the background of the story or tell the story as a whole, not because I don't want to give away spoilers at the end, but maybe because it might help with recommendations better. For the month of July, for the month of July, my graphic novel that I'm choosing to read is A Sunny Side Up by Jennifer and Matthew Holmes. Now, you may say, why does that author sound kind of familiar? That would be because they are the people who, back in the early 2000s, 2010s, made Baby Mouse. Oh my word. This is my second take, by the way, of trying to do this. Baby Mouse books, the graphic novels, and then Squish, the graphic novel series. And also they wrote and illustrated the book The 14th Fish that I recently read in like the month of March or April. I just can't remember which one it was. And it was a really good book. And so this is the first of the Sunny series, and I think there is 3 of them. This was published 2015. Obviously it's a graphic novel. It would have cost me $13 at the store, but I got it, I'm pretty sure, from a Free Little Library in Hartford. And yes, I still have the bag from Hartford in the back trunk of my car with all the books from that, because I really want to read them, but I don't really have any room on my shelves right now to be able to enter any more books for this year. So they're currently sitting in the back. This is rated 4.1 stars on GoodReads and is 216 pages. Now, I would like to be able to make these better, so I will be also reading the synopsis on the back. So if you don't like the synopsis on the back, you don't really have a choice unless you want to skip past this part of the video. When is a summer vacation not really a summer vacation? Sunny Lewin has been packed off to Florida to live with her grandfather for the summer. At first she thought Florida might be fun. It is the home of Disney World after all. But the place where Gramps lives is no amusement park. It's full of old people. Really old people. Luckily, Sunny isn't the only kid around. She meets Buzz, a boy who is completely obsessed with comic books, and soon they're having adventures of their own, facing off against golf ball eating alligators, runaway cats, and mysteriously disappearing neighbors. But the question remains, why is Sunny down in Florida in the first place? The answer lies in a family secret that won't be a secret to Sunny much longer. That is very interesting. I think that's what got hold of this book. So I'm excited to read this for the graphic novel. As you guys can tell, I've been able to keep up with the graphic novels for the year 2026, and I have been really enjoying them because they seem to be a buffer for all the regular books that I've been reading. The next book I am already started reading, if I can find the tag for it really quick, because I guess that my first thing is right here. Here it is. This is One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searley. I just watched a reel where the girl, she picked out a Rebecca Searley book and said that it was the last book she had to read by her. And I was like, I'm just starting to read her. I don't know if I like it yet. The audiobook seems to be very depressing. But then again, the story is starting out very depressing. And so I'm not sure if I will like her writing or not. This was published March 1st, 2022. It is a contemporary fiction book, and this would have cost me, I didn't put the cost on it, $27 from the store, or from book of the month, because that is what this one is. I'm gonna write that down. But I got this from a Free Little Library in Jackson, and actually a one that looks like a barn, and it is 3.5 stars on GoodReads, and it is 255 pages. Yeah. And I think I'm already on chapter 3, I think, or chapter 4. I'm not sure. All I know is I'm going to open this up to show you guys there's nothing special about the inside this cover and the synopsis of the book. When Kate's mother dies, she is left reeling. Carol wasn't just Kate's Katie's mom, but her best friend and first phone call. Even Katie's husband can't seem to get through to her. She is lost without her anchor. Her mother was her true north. To make matters worse, the mother-daughter trip of a lifetime looms. Going to Pistango, following the very same route Carol did as a young woman. Katie has been waiting years for Carol to take her, and now suddenly she is faced with embarking on the adventure alone. But as soon as she steps foot on the beautiful coast, buoyed by the stunning cliffsides, delectable food, and charming hotel staff, Katie begins to feel her mother's spirit. And then Carol appears, for real, in the flesh, healthy and sun-stained, and 30 years old. Katie doesn't understand what is happening, or how, but over the course of her time in Italy, Katie gets to know Carol in this new form, and soon she must reconcile the mother who knew everything with the young woman who does not yet have a clue. One Italian Summer is Rebecca Searley's next great love story, a transcendent novel about how we move on after loss and how the people we love never truly leave us. I have a feeling about this book. It will either put me on a roller coaster of emotions or it's going to be entirely depressing. The last book that I am reading for the month of July has probably been the most popular book you'll see on a thrift store, Goodwill, whatever bookshelf. It is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Published August 14th, 2018, so just slightly after I graduated. It is a historical fiction mystery. It would have cost me $18, but once again, I got this from a free little library in Jackson. It seems like all the books that I got in Jackson are coming to light in the month of July. It is 4.3 stars on GoodReads and is 368 pages. And I am already on chapter 3. I have not yet cracked the audiobook for this yet. I don't know why, but I seem to really be enjoying it without the audio. I guess maybe because it's going to be kind of a southern accent. And I don't know if anybody really knows. Like, I mean, obviously, since this book has been around for so long, if you know the synopsis for the story, there is really no synopsis on the... Oh, actually, it's on the back. Wow. I seem like a fake reader right now. The synopsis is on the back. Okay. For years, rumors of the Marsh Girl have haunted Barkley Cove, a quiet town on the North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the locals immediately suspect Kaya Clark, the so-called Marsh Girl. But Kaya is not what they say. Sensitive and intelligent, she has survived for years alone in the marsh that she calls home, finding friends in the gulls and lessons in the sand. Then the time comes when she yearns to be touched and loved. When two young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens herself to a new life until the unthinkable happens. And I think I am in the part now where they are just finding out about Chase Andrews, or of who he is, or the fact that he was murdered or something. I'm not exactly sure yet. There's so many flags going by. I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this. This might be the book that I choose to read today, as I am realizing it looks like it's about to start raining because there are raindrops already on my windshield. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed listening to me rant on about my TBR. If you guys like this video, please feel free to leave me a thumbs up. Also, subscribe down below if you would like to see more TBRs, free little library hunting videos, or other videos in general. I'm really considering those review videos. Also, make sure you turn on those notifications because I do post on Saturdays or Sundays or somewhere in between. I don't know. Usually I just post whenever I feel like it. Also, make sure that you follow me on social media. I don't necessarily post that much, but you never know. I am on Instagram. Obviously, you can subscribe to this channel. You can go ahead and look at my old channels if you want to, because those are out there. And I'm also on TikTok for Miss Hannah with Chapter by the Day and for the little books. And I will see you guys again in the next video.